This is a quick follow-up for the Apeman C450 camera. Basically, I just took it out today when I went to work, and all I did after the setup was plug it in. I haven't put it in permanently yet. I just kind of hung it in there to make sure I like it before I go through the process of fishing a wire around. But anyhow, I did notice once you hang it in there, once it times out, when you turn the key on and start it, it comes on automatically. As soon as you start moving, it records automatically. So now that I've unhooked it, I'm going to turn the power on. We're just going to look back through the footage, see how hard or how easy it is to get the playback and see what it looks like. So I've got the power on. I'm going to hit the menu button on the side, or the source button. I'm going to go into picture mode. I'm going to go into playback mode. So it looks like it recorded 51 movies or 51 clips. So I'm going to go back through here to where I know I left a job site today. That's the house. Alright, there's the job site I was at. So once I get here, I'm going to click the OK button, which is at the top. And the playback on here looks pretty smooth. I did find the up and down button. If you push the down button, it's forward. So that's 4 times forward. If you hit the OK button, it goes back to play, and the up arrow is actually backwards. So we're going to go fast forward a little bit. Just kind of cruising through here. So 4x, I'm 1 minute and 30 seconds into the drive. I'm just curious what happens when I get to 5 minutes, whether it continues on and just starts a new recording, which it's supposed to do. And again, you could set this for loop intervals, and I think you could actually turn it off to where it would just record all the time. To me, if you've got to go back and find something, though, it's easier to have little loops than trying to go through an entire day drive or hours of driving. The other thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to change this memory card out and see if I can put a bigger memory card in it. So we're coming up on 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Video looks good. I do hear audio. And I've got the audio turned off. I'm not sure. It doesn't really have a volume on here, so I can't really turn it up or down. If I hit OK, it just pauses it. I'm not sure what that one will do. Nothing. So I do hear audio in the background, even though I've got the audio off, so I'll have to figure that one out. 4 minutes and 9 seconds. So right now we're on video 31. As soon as I hit 5 minutes, it should flip off and go to video 32. So 55. So that was my 5 minutes. So if I go to 32 and hit OK, yes, it just continues on with the video. So looks like it's going to work for what I want it to do. I've just got to go in there and mount it. Again, OK button pauses. Up and down or fast forward and reverse. Once you hit the menu button, it takes you back out to your live view. When you're done, hit it twice to get back in playback mode. Up and down picks the video you want to pick. And then you hit the OK button to play it. I'm going to pop this memory card out. I'm going to power it off first. We'll pop the memory card out, and then we're going to take it inside. I'll pop it in a computer, see what the playback looks like on a computer. And again, this is a 32 megabyte, or 32 gigabyte, sorry. I've got some bigger ones inside. I'm going to change it and see if I can put a 128 or 256 in here and see what happens. Okay, so here's our SD card here. As you can see, this was a 2-hour drive this morning, and my memory card's already full. So let's hope that we can put a bigger memory card in here, because that would be frustrating as can be, or I'm going to turn the resolution way down if I'm going to keep it. Go DCIM, folder number 1, and there are all our videos. I'm going to sort it by extra large icons. And it's not going to give me a preview. Yeah, there it goes. So there's our previews. That's the video we just watched on the playback screen. Taking a sweet old time, but we are running off a memory card. And our video looks good. Looks like a nice 1080 picture. Smooth video, would definitely capture anything going on down the road. But the audio is on. It's kind of distorted, but I can hear road noise easy. I know I was playing the radio, but I don't hear what's playing on the radio. I'm gonna escape out of here. I'm gonna hit the double arrows, get me out of that. Back to the memory card. Okay, so check this one out. This is a 64 gigabyte. There's nothing on it right now. I'm gonna pop this one in, and the chip goes in facing the LCD screen. I'm gonna try not to launch this across the room. Okay, so chips in. I'm gonna power this up. Okay, so I've popped the new SD card in. I'm gonna hit the menu button on the left twice. I'm gonna go down to Format. I'm gonna hit the OK button. It's going to say Format, delete all data. I'm gonna hit OK. And basically this will set this SD card up so it records on to this camera. And it looks like it didn't take long because there wasn't anything on it in the first place. I'm gonna pause that. So now I've got 3 hours and 17 minutes versus an hour and I think 30 minutes is what I had to start with. So I've basically doubled my time. I'm still on HD. Now another thing you'll notice is the battery is dropping quickly. This device is not meant to be ran without power. So basically it's not meant to plug it in, charge it, and then run it. The power is so when the vehicle's off, if it picks up vibrations or shocks, it'll actually start recording then. So obviously it took the 64 gigabyte, put it in there. I'm recording what we're talking about right now. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pop it in and see what it does. Real quick, I'm going to check the resolution on it. Pause. So if I change the resolution just to 720, it's going to take us up to 4 hours. So it looks like you gain about an hour every time you drop the resolution. So at 720p, we can get 4 hours of recording out of this. Again, though, I want the full 1080p, so I'm going to set mine back to 1080p. Menu. Okay, I'm going to power it back off. All right, so we're going back in the computer, File Explorer. We're going to hit E drive. Whenever it pops up. There's our DCIM number 1, so it actually taped the folder or picked the folder again. And videos. So it did record. So it's working perfectly fine with a 64 gigabyte. Now I don't have a scan disk or brand name 256. What I've got is this little ON, which is Walmart's version. It records at 100 megabytes per second. The scan disk I usually use are the 130s, but we're going to pop this one in first. We're just going to skip the 128, see what happens. If this one doesn't work, I've got a 128, and we'll pop that in. Alright, so 256 in. Power it on. Okay, format memory card. So again, we're going to press the side button twice. Go down to format. Hit the OK button. Delete all. OK. And let's go back to the main menu. Okay, please format card. And a low battery. Luckily, I've got my cord here. So we're going to plug back in. If I hit record, it still says format the card. I go back into here, go to format, OK. I'm sure I hit format the first time. Now the first time it did not say formatting and stay on there, it just went straight out of that screen. So that time it actually said formatting. And we're recording. So as you can see at the top, I've got 13 hours at HD with a 256 in there. Now, I had to do that 3 times to get it to format, but I actually formatted the card. So 256 works in there perfectly fine. So I'm going to pause it. I'm going to go into the menu. Just for giggles, we're going to go into resolution. If we set this to VGA, which is the slowest, go back, we've got 24 hours of recording time on here. Or is that 28? My eyeballs are shot. I'm looking through a camera on a camera. So 28 hours of recording on a 256 card if it's set to VGA, which again is going to be okay, but it's definitely not going to be the best resolution you can get. So we're going to go back to resolution. If I can quit hitting the button. At 720, which is the second highest one, it gives you 19 hours of recording time at 720. Resolution. .1080. And again back to 13 hours. So 13 hours is pretty darn good. So that was a follow-up video for the C450 dashboard camera from Apeman. Walmart $49.99. The SD card, I think I paid 40 bucks for that, for the 256 gigabyte one, which seems to work. Again, I had to format it 3 times to get it to format. I'll do another follow-up if for some reason it fails, but right now it looks like it's recording. I've got 13 hours at 1080p, and it went up to 28 hours on VGA. Hope everyone liked the video. Hope it helps your decision. Please click like and subscribe. Leave your comments below, especially if you've had problems with memory cards on this. Make sure I don't just have a fluke and I got lucky with a 256.